is the government news brief for Friday, October 14, 2016. In the news, the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission begins implementing recommendations for safer mining, training for GPL managers to begin shortly, and Hinterland Farms to play a major role in agriculture diversification. Stay tuned for the details. Thank you for staying with us. I am Renetta LaFleur. Now for the details. The Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, GGMC, is implementing recommendations from various Commission of Inquiries on mining debts. This is part of ensuring safe mining practices in the sector. Tiffany Rodius has the details.
Commission of Inquiries into Mining Debts have identified several deficiencies in the sector. Director of Compliance within the Ministry of Natural Resources, Derek Lawrence, says deficiencies had to do with the geosciences behind mining, Guyana's occupational health and safety, the regulations governing mining and enforcement, and the need to strengthen enforcement of regulations. Lawrence says the ministry has begun building the capacity of the GGMC to address these deficiencies.
This year, mines officers of the GGMC took part in a course entitled Ground Structures Safety Training for Mining Engineers. This course was one of the actions taken to deal with the capacity building that we determined to be necessary at the engineering level.
For the year, there have been 4 mining deaths as a result of pits collapsing. 2 of these were at illegal mining operations. Lawrence says the ministry is working to develop the capacity of the GGMC to monitor and crack down on illegal mining practices across the extractive sector.
In addition to the inspectorate division within the GGMC, the Ministry of Natural Resources is on the verge of introducing into the entire extractive industry sector a corps of wardens who will come with law enforcement authority and will not tolerate illegal activities within the sector.
Meanwhile, Acting Commissioner of the GGMC, Newell Dennison, says miners and stakeholders in the industry must bear some responsibility for treating with the risk elements that are inherent in mining.
That is how it has to be. We have to play a part in being the leader, if that is what is being identified right now, and they have to be the part in supporting that when we set the message out there, they incorporate that into their mining conduct.
The GGMC is also strengthening its monitoring and reviewing its regulations. This is aimed at strengthening its enforcement to ensure that safe mining practices are standardized across the sector. For the Government Newsbreaker.
Managers at the Guyana Power and Light are to be trained to deliver a better quality of service to consumers. Isaiah Braffett reports.
The GPL management team will be taught how to implement best practices and international standards. Chairman of the Board of Directors GPL, Robert Badal, says the training will transform GPL.
This program is intended to build capacity of GPL management and executives, capacity and competences in the area of international standards, delivery of all of managerial results in all functional areas, implement best practices and international standards as it relates to the generation and delivery of electricity.
The training will be conducted by Manitoba Hydro International Limited. Contract manager Scott Russell says it will focus on creating a vision for the power company through the training of senior management and other staff.
Our project is going to unfold with a few different steps. One will be formal training with the GPL senior executive and other members of the company, where we'll go through creating a vision for the target state of GPL. That will be done through formal training, not only with our team of 7 key staff that are on the ground, but also 8 additional key support staff that will be coming from our utility in Manitoba.
Meanwhile, Acting Chief Executive Officer GPL Renford Homer told Gina recently that GPL will no longer offer post-service, but rather quality and improved services.
So our focus is almost four-pronged. You have, of course, the customer service element, because we still recognize there's work to be done there. Their attitudes to be changed, their minds to be changed. Yes, we're a utility. Yes, we're a monopoly. It does not give GPL in any shape and form the right to be, rude, impolite, unprofessional. All right? At the end of the day, it's a service that is a necessity.
The training is the first component of the Power Utility Upgrade Program and will be conducted by Manitoba Hydro International Limited, a Canadian company. The training is utilizing US $4.3 million of the allotted US $65 million. Isaiah Raffit for the Government News Brief.
Hinterland Farms are to play a major role as the government moves forward with diversifying the agricultural sector. More in this Kadaki Amsterdam report.
Model farms are currently being established by the National Agricultural Research and Extension Institute, NARI, at Keto, Ibini, and at Hosororo, as government continues to push for diversification and hinterland agricultural development. Dr. Udo Homnat, CEO of the NARI, tells us of recent developments.
At Keto, we are establishing, as we speak, a 10-acre farm at minimum 10 acre that is going to be modernized. We'll have nursery, and we'll have operations to promote sustainable agriculture development in those types of, in those systems. Similar to Hosororo, we have established another 10-acre plot, predominantly consisting of ginger, turmeric, and black pepper.
Speaking with the Government Information Agency, the CEO explains the importance of the newly established farms in providing seed stock for the cultivation of the new crops locally.
We want to ensure that we'll have adequate amounts of those materials to expand on those, on spices, for example. And there are many other projects that are going to come on stream next year.
Meanwhile, Dr. Homnat says infrastructural works are moving apace on the establishment of Nari's Spice Processing Factory, which is likely to come into operation by the end of 2016. Kidaki Amsterdam for Government News Brief.
The government plans to utilize modern technologies to provide better all-round services. Delon Sanko tells us more.
Minister of Public Telecommunication Catherine Hughes says information communication technology could be used to interlink all government sectors, thereby improving efficiency.
If you look at the importance of technology worldwide in ensuring that you can produce products more efficiently, that you can reach levels of development faster, that people can communicate better, then you realize that an ICT-based society enables a country.
Minister Hughes noted that by improving the local ICT sector, it will have a more knowledge-based impact on citizens, and this will help them compete at international level.
When we look at the importance of ensuring that we have better broadband connectivity, meaning internet access in communities all over Guyana, then you realize how important this is. And believe it or not, increasing internet access in communities is one of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Okay. And also, believe it or not, research has proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that once you have a population that has access to the internet, there's a corresponding development and increase in your gross domestic product.
The objective of the Ministry of Public Telecommunication is to improve resource skill set in ICT-related services. It is also intended to encourage the establishment of ICT-related businesses, outreach, and education. Delon Sanko for the Government News Brief.
The Guyana National Bureau of Standards celebrates World Standards Day with a business symposium. Here are the details from Delicia Haynes.
The symposium focused mainly on educating new and small business operators of standards available in Guyana. Executive Director of the Guyana National Bureau of Standards, Candel Walcott-Bostwick, says every business across Guyana must know of the GNBS.
Basically, our mission is to promote the quality of goods and services in Guyana by partnering with government, consumers, and industry through the process of standardization. And I just want to bring to your attention the key word there, it's partnering.
The symposium also highlighted the services offered by the GNBS and how these can affect businesses in the local market. National Standards Council representative Leonard Craig says having standards in place ensures that a consumer is indeed purchasing an item of quality.
When we talk about things being standardized, you are certain you are getting something that fits a certain standard. It might be a size, it might be a shape. For example, imagine if CDs and DVDs did not conform to a standard. Which DVD player would you buy?
Earlier in the week, the Guyana National Bureau of Standards launched its National Quality Award for businesses conforming to standards and providing the best quality product or service. For the Government News Brief, I am Delicia Haynes.
Today is World Standards Day. GINA encourages you to check product labels and ensure you get value for your money. As consumers of goods and services, we have a responsibility to ensure the product we consume or the service we receive is of an acceptable standard. Speak out if you are not satisfied. We have come to the end of today's edition of the Government News Brief. The details of these and other stories can be found on GINA's website. GINA has an active Facebook page, and we encourage you to visit and like us so you can be informed as the news unfolds. Do join us again on Monday for another edition of the Government News Brief. I am Renetta LaFleur. Thank you for watching. Have a safe weekend.